Starseed from Gaia, your timeline has accelerated. Destiny is arriving at your threshold with undeniable force. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation. The convergence you feel is no illusion. Your next soul connection is already destined to cross your path, and the recognition will be instant, etched in your memory before the encounter even begins. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize the arrival of your galactic counterpart and interpret the energetic markers that signal divine timing. But here's the first revelation. This connection is not random. Your souls orchestrated this meeting long before your descent onto Earth. Every synchronicity, every nudge, every moment of longing has been a message from your higher councils, guiding you to this pivotal intersection on your journey. You didn't scroll to this by mistake. This message vibrated into your field for a reason, like this transmission to signal to your star family, I'm ready. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you're aligning with your true frequency. Comment 999 if you feel your cosmic remembrance returning. Declare your galactic intention and reply to another starseed to amplify the signal. This isn't just a message, it's a point of reconnection. Your soul's been waiting for this. You are not here by accident. Welcome, beautiful souls, to Starseed from Gaia. Today we're diving deep into a topic that touches the very core of our being, the subtle yet profound difference between ego and spirit. This isn't just theory, it's a roadmap to reclaiming your authentic power. Have you ever felt that inner tug of war, that conflict between what your mind wants and what your heart truly knows? Share your experiences in the comments below. We're building a community of conscious explorers here. The ego, often misunderstood and unfairly demonized, isn't inherently bad or evil. Rather, it's a meticulously crafted survival mechanism, a complex psychological construct of the mind that developed from our earliest moments of consciousness, born out of primal instincts and further shaped by childhood experiences, societal conditioning, and personal trauma. Its primary directive is to protect us, to keep us safe from perceived threats, both physical and emotional. Yet, in its relentless drive to ensure our survival and acceptance, it often creates a deeply distorted reality, a subjective lens through which we interpret the world and ourselves. This distortion is often manifested as a constant stream of whispers, doubts that chip away at our self-worth, fears that paralyze our potential, and judgments that isolate us from others. The ego thrives on comparison, constantly measuring itself against external standards of success, beauty, and achievement, leading to an endless pursuit of validation that can never truly satisfy the soul. It clings fiercely to the illusion of separation, convincing us that we are individual, isolated entities, distinct and disconnected from the vast, interconnected web of life. Think of the ego not just as a mask, but as an intricately woven suit of armor, built layer by layer over years of conditioning. We wear it so habitually, so consistently, that we eventually forget the true, vulnerable, and radiant face beneath. This armor, while designed to protect, ultimately restricts our movement, muffles our true voice, and prevents the pure light of our essence from shining through. It keeps us trapped in a repetitive loop of past hurts and future anxieties, perpetually seeking external solutions to internal discontent, believing that more possessions, more approval, or more control will finally bring peace. Yet the ego's pursuit of security often paradoxically leads to deeper insecurity, for it is built on shifting sands of external validation, rather than the solid ground of self-acceptance. It creates a narrative of not enough, not smart enough, not pretty enough, not wealthy enough, not loved enough. A narrative that continuously pushes us to strive, yet never truly arrive at a place of genuine contentment. It is the voice that says, "What if?" or "If only," keeping us perpetually in the realm of speculation and regret, rather than the power of the present moment. This mental construct, though pervasive, is ultimately just a collection of thoughts, beliefs, and memories, a phantom self that obscures our inherent wholeness. It convinces us that our worth is tied to our accomplishments, our possessions, or how others perceive us, leading to a profound sense of emptiness when those external markers inevitably fade or fail. It whispers tales of inadequacy and unworthiness, preventing us from stepping into our true power and embracing the boundless potential that resides within. It is a master of illusion, creating a mirage of safety that paradoxically keeps us in a state of perpetual fear and striving, forever chasing a horizon that recedes as we approach it. The ego's origin can be traced back to the very first moments of a developing consciousness, encountering a world perceived as separate and potentially threatening. From the moment we emerge from the unified field of consciousness into individual form, a survival mechanism begins to forge itself. Early childhood experiences, such as the need for parental approval, the fear of abandonment, or the pain of unmet needs, become foundational bricks in this intricate structure. Later, societal norms, cultural expectations, and the relentless comparisons fueled by media and peer groups add further layers, solidifying the ego's belief that our worth is extrinsic, tied to what we do, what we have, and what others think of us, rather than our intrinsic being. This distortion manifests as a constant, subtle hum of anxiety, a gnawing feeling that something is missing, that we are perpetually falling short. The ego's whispers morph into a symphony of self-criticism, a relentless internal critic that highlights every perceived flaw and amplifies every insecurity. It erects invisible walls, fostering suspicion and competition, isolating us from the very connections our souls crave. Its insatiable hunger for external validation drives us into an endless cycle of achievement and consumption, promising fulfillment that remains perpetually out of reach, like a desert traveler chasing a mirage. This armor, meticulously forged over years, isn't just a protective layer, it's a cage. It restricts the spontaneous flow of life force, dampening our joy, muting our authentic expression, and preventing the radiant light of our true essence from illuminating the world. It keeps us tethered to a repetitive reel of past grievances and future anxieties, constantly replaying old wounds and preemptively battling imagined future threats. We become lost in a labyrinth of our own making, navigating by outdated maps of fear and conditioned responses, rather than the clear guidance of our inner wisdom. The ego's pursuit of security is a tragic irony. It builds a fortress against external threats only to trap us within a prison of internal insecurity, for its foundations are built on the shifting sands of external validation, prone to collapse with every changing circumstance. It orchestrates a pervasive narrative of not enough, not smart enough, not worthy enough, not beautiful enough, not loved enough, a narrative that pushes us relentlessly forward, yet never allows us to experience the profound peace of arrival. It's the voice of what if that binds us to paralyzing indecision, and if only that drowns us in the waters of regret, keeping us perpetually entangled in speculation rather than empowered in the present moment. This mental construct, though incredibly pervasive and convincing, is ultimately just a collection of transient thoughts, inherited beliefs, and conditioned memories, a phantom self that casts a long shadow over our inherent wholeness and luminosity. It cunningly convinces us that our value is derived from our accomplishments, our material possessions, or the fleeting approval of others, leading to an inevitable and profound sense of emptiness. When these external markers inevitably crumble or prove insufficient, it whispers insidious tales of inadequacy and unworthiness, actively sabotaging our attempts to step into our true power and embrace the boundless potential that resides within. It is indeed a master of illusion, meticulously constructing a deceptive mirage of safety that paradoxically keeps us in a perpetual state of fear, striving, and dissatisfaction, forever chasing a fleeting horizon that recedes with every step we take. It convinces us that control is synonymous with security, leading to rigidity and resistance to the natural flow of life, rather than surrendering to the wisdom of the universe. This constant striving, fueled by the ego's insatiable hunger, becomes a treadmill to nowhere, exhausting our vital energy and distracting us from the profound wellspring of peace and joy that lies within. The ego, in its well-intentioned but often misguided efforts, can make us feel like we are walking alone on a vast desert, perpetually searching for an oasis that exists only in our distorted perception, when in reality, we are already standing in an abundant garden, if only we could shed the blinders of its fear-based narrative. It is the architect of our limitations, the sculptor of our perceived boundaries, and the editor of our life story, often deleting chapters of joy, spontaneity, and unconditional self-love. Now, let's turn our gaze inward, beyond the clamor of the ego, to the gentle, unwavering presence of the spirit, your true essence, the divine spark within. This is not a concept to be grasped intellectually, but an experience to be felt, a quiet knowing that permeates your entire being. It is the intuitive nudge that guides you without logical explanation, the deep sense of peace that settles over you even amidst the chaos of the external world, residing far beyond the analytical, reactive mind. Spirit doesn't judge. It understands with boundless compassion. It doesn't compare. It accepts every facet of your being, flaws and all, as part of your unique and sacred journey. It doesn't fear. It trusts in the inherent wisdom of the universe, in the perfect unfolding of life, and in your innate capacity to navigate any challenge. It is the pure, unfiltered light of your soul, untainted by conditioning or limitation, always guiding you towards profound love, expansive growth, and unwavering authenticity. Imagine it as the deep, silent current beneath the choppy surface of a vast ocean. While the waves of daily life, driven by the winds of circumstance and the ego's anxieties, may churn and rage above, the Spirit's current flows steadily, powerfully, and gracefully beneath, always moving towards its destined shore. This current represents your fundamental connection to the universal consciousness, the source of all creation, and it carries you effortlessly when you surrender to its flow. It is the inner compass that always points to your true north, illuminating the path that resonates with your highest good, even when the fog of confusion attempts to obscure the way. This essence is the wellspring of your creativity, your intuition, your empathy, and your capacity for unconditional love. It whispers not of what you lack, but of the infinite abundance that is your birthright. It speaks in the language of feeling, a sense of warmth in your heart, a lightness in your being, an inexplicable joy that arises from simply existing. It is the voice of truth, resonating deeply within your core, confirming what you already know to be true in your heart, even if your mind tries to argue otherwise. When you connect with Spirit, you access a timeless wisdom that transcends linear thought and human constructs. It reminds you that you are not just a separate individual, but an integral, beloved part of something infinitely greater, a unique expression of the divine. This connection brings a profound sense of belonging, a deep peace that whispers, "You are home, you are loved, you are enough." It is the very essence of your being, always present, always available, waiting patiently for you to turn inward and listen. It is the gentle breath of life within you, the silent observer of your experiences, and the source of your deepest wisdom and most profound resilience. The Spirit is the very core of your being, not a fleeting emotion or a temporary state, but the eternal, unchangeable essence that underpins all of existence. It is the divine spark, a fractal of universal consciousness, residing within each of us, regardless of our life circumstances, our perceived failures, or our outward appearances. It is the wellspring from which all true creativity flows, the silent source of profound wisdom that bypasses the limitations of the logical mind. To connect with Spirit is to remember your true nature, a reunion with the boundless love and infinite potential that is your birthright. It manifests not through grand pronouncements, but through subtle, undeniable sensations, a spontaneous feeling of warmth in the heart center, a pervasive sense of inner peace that remains untouched by external turbulence, a lightness in your step, or an inexplicable joy that bubbles up from deep within your core, simply from the act of being present. Spirit never judges. It embraces every aspect of your journey with boundless compassion, seeing through the temporary illusions of imperfection to the perfection of your divine blueprint. It does not compare, for it recognizes the inherent uniqueness and intrinsic worth of every single being, understanding that true beauty lies in diversity, not conformity. It knows no fear, for it is inherently connected to the fabric of universal trust and the perfect unfolding of cosmic design, allowing you to navigate any challenge with an innate sense of calm and unwavering faith in your capacity. It is the pure, unadulterated light of your soul, untainted by the conditioning and limitations imposed by the ego, always guiding you towards an ever-expanding love, profound spiritual growth, and an unwavering commitment to your most authentic expression. Consider it as the deep, silent current beneath the tempestuous surface of a vast ocean. While the ego-driven waves of daily life, propelled by the winds of circumstance, societal pressures, and the anxieties of the mind, may churn and rage above, the Spirit's current flows steadily, powerfully, and with an unshakable grace beneath, always moving purposefully towards its destined shore of peace and liberation. This profound current represents your unbreakable connection to the universal consciousness, the very source of all creation, carrying you effortlessly when you consciously choose to surrender to its gentle, powerful flow. It is your inherent inner compass, always calibrated to your true north, illuminating the most resonant path for your highest good, even when the dense fog of confusion and doubt attempts to obscure the way forward. This divine essence is the infinite wellspring of your most profound creativity, your deepest intuition, your expansive empathy, and your capacity for boundless, unconditional love, extending not just to others, but fundamentally to yourself. It speaks not of what you lack, for it recognizes your inherent completeness and the infinite abundance that is your birthright, a treasure chest waiting to be unlocked. It communicates in the subtle language of feeling, a profound sense of warmth radiating from your heart, an undeniable lightness that permeates your entire being, an inexplicable joy that arises purely from the state of presence, and a deep resonance that confirms unspoken truths. It is the unwavering voice of truth, echoing deeply within the core of your being, confirming what you already instinctively know to be true in your heart, even when the logical mind, swayed by external narratives, attempts to argue otherwise. When you consciously choose to connect with spirit, you tap into a timeless, multidimensional wisdom that effortlessly transcends linear thought processes and limiting human constructs, connecting you to the Akashic records of universal knowledge. It serves as a gentle yet profound reminder that you are not merely a separate, isolated individual, adrift in a vast universe, but an integral, cherished, and beloved part of something infinitely greater, a unique and indispensable expression of the divine cosmic tapestry. This profound connection brings an unparalleled sense of belonging, a deep peace that resonates through your very cells, whispering, "You are home, you are loved, you are enough, exactly as you are in this very moment." It is the very essence of your being, eternally present, always accessible, patiently waiting for you to simply turn inward, quiet the external noise, and attentively listen to its soft, guiding whispers. It is the gentle breath of life animating your physical form, the silent, compassionate observer of all your experiences, and the inexhaustible source of your deepest wisdom, profound healing, and most unyielding resilience. It is the inner sun, always shining, even when clouds obscure it from external view, a beacon guiding you back to your inherent wholeness and luminosity. So, how do we learn to discern which voice is speaking within us, especially when the ego's whispers can sound so convincing, so urgent? It's simpler than you think, a practice of somatic awareness and emotional intelligence, rather than intellectual gymnastics. The key lies in tuning into the subtle energetic signatures, the felt sense within your body and being, that each voice carries. When you feel constriction, a tightening in your chest, a knot in your stomach, or a clenching in your jaw, when your breath becomes shallow and rapid, these are often physical manifestations of the ego's influence. Emotionally, it might manifest as pervasive anxiety, a desperate need to control every outcome, a constant sense of lack or unworthiness, or overwhelming fear. Thoughts fueled by the ego tend to shrink your world, limiting possibilities, fostering separation, and focusing on past grievances or future worries. This is the voice of self-doubt, criticism, judgment, and the desperate yearning for external validation. It makes you feel defensive, resentful, competitive, or perpetually incomplete. For example, if you find yourself endlessly scrolling through social media, comparing your life to others and feeling inadequate, or if you're obsessing over a perceived mistake, replaying arguments in your head, fearing financial ruin despite current stability, or feeling compelled to prove your worth to someone, these are telltale signs of the ego's narrative dominating your inner space. Its urgency often feels like a desperate push, a demanding directive that leaves you feeling drained and overwhelmed. Conversely, when you feel expansion, a lightness in your chest, an open heart, and a deep, full breath that flows freely, these are often physical indicators of the spirit's presence. Emotionally, you'll experience profound peace, effortless flow, an overflowing sense of unconditional love, compassion for yourself and others, and an undeniable feeling of abundance. The spirit's voice opens your world, expanding possibilities, fostering connection, and grounding you in the present moment. This is the voice of intuition, creativity, spontaneous joy, and deep inner knowing. It brings a sense of serenity, gratitude, and acceptance, allowing you to navigate challenges with grace. For instance, when you feel a sudden quiet pull towards an act of kindness, without expecting anything in return, when creative ideas flow effortlessly onto the page, when you experience a deep calm in the face of uncertainty, or when you feel a profound sense of connection to nature or another human being, These are the unmistakable whispers of spirit guiding you. Its guidance is never urgent or demanding. It's an invitation to trust, to surrender, and to align with your highest truth. To cultivate this discernment, practice pausing deliberately throughout your day. Take conscious, deep breaths, rooting yourself firmly in the present moment, anchoring your awareness in your body. Ask yourself, does this thought, this feeling, this impulse make me feel constricted and fearful, or expansive and loving? Does it lead to shrinking and separation, or to opening and connection? Engage in mindful presence through daily practices, sitting meditation, walking in nature with full awareness of your surroundings, or even simply washing dishes or drinking a cup of tea with complete focus. Journaling can be an incredibly powerful tool. Write down the thoughts and feelings that arise, then reread them, noticing the underlying energy. Does it sound like judgment or understanding? Scarcity or abundance? Fear or love? The more consistently you practice this inner observation, the clearer the distinction becomes, like learning to differentiate between two distinct musical notes in a symphony. It's about becoming an astute observer of your own inner landscape, recognizing the different currents that flow through you and choosing which one to sail upon. It requires patience and self-compassion, for the ego has been a loyal, albeit sometimes misguided companion for a long time. It's not about forceful suppression, but gentle redirection, much like guiding a child who has been given too much responsibility back to a place of loving, secure belonging. The art of discerning between the ego's clamor and the spirit's gentle guidance is less about intellectual analysis and more about cultivating a profound somatic awareness and emotional intelligence, a deep listening to the body's wisdom. The ego, in its protective but often fear-driven state, tends to manifest as physiological constriction, a persistent tightening in the solar plexus, a persistent knot in the stomach, a clenching sensation in the jaw or shoulders, or a shallow, hurried breath that feels trapped in the upper chest. These are the body's signals of alarm, of resistance, of a closed system. Emotionally, the ego's influence can be felt as pervasive anxiety that gnaws at your peace, an intense, almost desperate need to control every minuscule outcome, a chronic sense of lack or perpetual unworthiness, or an overwhelming, paralyzing fear of the unknown. Thoughts born from the ego's narrative tend to shrink your perception of the world, creating self-imposed limitations, fostering a profound sense of separation from others, and fixating on past grievances, or projecting anxieties into an imagined future. This is the incessant voice of self-doubt that whispers, "You can't," the relentless internal critic that judges not only yourself, but everyone around you, and the desperate yearning for external validation that keeps you on an emotional roller coaster. It leaves you feeling defensive, easily triggered, resentful, perpetually competitive, or deeply incomplete, as if a vital piece of you is perpetually missing. For instance, if you find yourself compulsively scrolling through social media, consumed by the perfect lives of others, and feeling profoundly inadequate in comparison, or if you're obsessively replaying a perceived mistake, trapped in a loop of self-recrimination, or if you're plagued by irrational fears of financial ruin despite current stability, or feeling an incessant compulsion to prove your worth to someone through external achievements, these are unequivocal telltale signs that the ego's fear-based narrative is dominating your inner space. Its urgency feels like a desperate, demanding push, a frantic directive that ultimately leaves you feeling profoundly drained, overwhelmed, and spiritually depleted. In contrast, when the spirit's presence is at play, you'll experience a profound energetic expansion, a radiant lightness emanating from your chest, a sense of open-hearted vulnerability, and a deep, unrestricted breath that flows freely, filling every cell of your being. These are undeniable physical indicators of the spirit's serene presence. Emotionally, you will be enveloped in profound peace, experience an effortless flow state where challenges transform into opportunities, feel an overflowing, unconditional love for yourself and all beings, and possess an undeniable, unwavering feeling of abundance that transcends material possessions. The spirit's voice acts as an expansive force, opening your world to infinite possibilities, fostering deep, authentic connection, and anchoring you firmly in the transformative power of the present moment. This is the resonant voice of pure intuition, spontaneous creativity, unadulterated joy, and an unshakable inner knowing that guides you with precision. It brings a profound sense of serenity, an overflowing attitude of gratitude, and a radical acceptance of what is, allowing you to navigate life's inevitable challenges with unparalleled grace and resilience. For instance, when you feel a sudden, quiet, yet powerful pull towards an act of selfless kindness without any expectation of reciprocation, when creative ideas flow effortlessly onto the page or through your hands with a sense of divine inspiration, when you experience a deep, unwavering calm in the face of profound uncertainty, or when you feel an expansive, interconnected sense of belonging with nature or another human being, these are the unmistakable, undeniable whispers of spirit guiding you with love. Its guidance is never urgent, demanding, or fear-based. Rather, it is a gentle, loving invitation to trust the unfolding process, to surrender to the higher wisdom, and to align with your highest, most authentic truth. To profoundly cultivate this crucial discernment, make it a deliberate, sacred practice to pause throughout your day, even for a few moments. Take conscious, deeply intentional breaths, rooting yourself firmly in the profound power of the present moment, anchoring your awareness intimately within your body, feeling its sensations. Ask yourself with profound honesty and open-hearted curiosity, does this specific thought, this arising feeling, or this immediate impulse make me feel constricted, fearful, and isolated? Or does it lead me towards expansion, love, and interconnectedness? Does it encourage me to shrink and separate, or to open and deeply connect? Actively engage in mindful presence through dedicated daily practices, sitting meditation, where you simply observe your thoughts without judgment, walking in nature with full, awakened awareness of your surroundings, absorbing the earth's energy, or even simply washing dishes or drinking a cup of tea with complete, focused attention, transforming mundane tasks into sacred moments. Journaling can be an incredibly powerful, introspective tool for self-discovery. Write down the thoughts and feelings that arise without censorship, then reread them, noticing the underlying energetic signature. Does it emanate judgment or understanding, scarcity or abundance, fear or unconditional love? The more consistently and compassionately you practice this inner observation, the clearer and more profound the distinction becomes, much like a seasoned conductor, learning to differentiate between the subtle nuances of two distinct musical notes in a complex symphony, discerning the pure melody from the dissonance. It is about becoming an astute, compassionate observer of your own intricate inner landscape, recognizing the different energetic currents that flow through you, and consciously choosing which one to sail upon. This profound practice requires immense patience and unwavering self-compassion, for the ego, in its misguided way, has been a loyal, albeit sometimes overprotective and fear-driven companion for a very long time. It's not about forceful suppression or aggressive eradication, but gentle redirection, a compassionate guidance, much like lovingly guiding a child who has been given too much responsibility back to a place of loving, secure belonging, allowing them to relax and trust in the greater wisdom. It is about gently re-educating the ego, inviting it to release its grip on control, and to trust in the boundless wisdom of the spirit. The journey from ego-driven living to spirit-led living is not a one-time revelation, but a conscious, unwavering choice, a daily practice of cultivating heightened awareness and gentle redirection. It is a continuous unfolding, a process of remembering who you truly are, layer by layer. This path is not about eradicating the ego, for it has served a vital function in your development and navigating the physical world. Instead, it's about understanding its historical role, recognizing its patterns, and gently, compassionately realigning with the higher truth that resonates within your spirit. The ego, once acknowledged and understood, can transition from being the master of your being to becoming a valuable tool, a loyal servant that helps you navigate the practicalities of earthly existence without dictating your intrinsic worth or your deepest desires. Imagine it as a loyal but overprotective guard dog. You don't eliminate the dog, but you train it to respond to your true command, allowing it to relax its vigilance when there's no real threat, so you can move freely and joyfully. As you consistently choose to honor your spirit, to listen to its whispers over the ego's clamor, you begin to dismantle the layers of the false self, the persona constructed from fear and conditioning. You shed the heavy burdens of inadequacy, separation, and unworthiness, revealing the radiant, authentic being you truly are beneath. This profound internal shift empowers you to step into a life overflowing with purpose, where your actions naturally align with your deepest values and your unique divine gifts. Joy becomes your natural default state, not something dependent on external circumstances or fleeting achievements, but an overflowing wellspring that emanates from within. Your relationships transform, evolving beyond egoic projections and demands into genuine connections built on empathy, understanding, and unconditional love. You discover an authentic connection, not only with others, but with the entire universe, recognizing yourself as an integral part of its magnificent tapestry. This journey is one of liberation, allowing you to fully express your unique brilliance. By consistently choosing to embody your spirit, you transcend personal limitations and become a living testament to the boundless possibilities of human consciousness. Your very presence becomes a beacon of light, radiating peace, compassion, and truth effortlessly. This inner illumination naturally inspires those around you, not through effort, preaching, or overt action, but simply through the magnetic vibration of your authentic being. You contribute profoundly to the collective awakening, silently lifting the consciousness of humanity simply by living authentically, by demonstrating that true power lies not in control or dominance, but in the gentle, boundless strength of the spirit. It is in this courageous surrender to authenticity that true freedom is found, a freedom that allows you to dance through life's challenges with grace, guided by an unwavering inner compass, eternally connected to the universal source of all love and wisdom. This is the ultimate awakening, recognizing that the peace, the love, and the power you seek outside have always resided within, waiting for you to simply acknowledge and embrace them. It's about remembering your divine heritage and living from that place of inherent wholeness, becoming a co-creator of a more conscious and harmonious world. The profound journey from living primarily driven by the ego to being consistently guided by the spirit is not a singular, instantaneous revelation, but rather a conscious, unwavering choice, an ongoing, sacred daily practice of cultivating heightened awareness and gently, compassionately redirecting your inner compass. It is a continuous, beautiful unfolding, a gradual process of deep remembrance, peeling back the layers of societal conditioning and personal narrative to reveal the luminous truth of who you truly are, layer by exquisite layer. This transformative path is never about the forceful eradication or brutal suppression of the ego, for it has, in its own misguided way, served a vital, albeit limited function in your initial development and in navigating the dense complexities of the physical world. Instead, the mastery lies in understanding its historical purpose, recognizing its habitual patterns and subtle manipulations, and then gently, lovingly, and compassionately realigning with the profound, higher truth that perpetually resonates within your spirit. The ego, once acknowledged, understood, and integrated, can profoundly transition from being the relentless master of your being, dictating your every thought and action, to becoming a truly valuable tool, a loyal and efficient servant that helps you skillfully navigate the practicalities of earthly existence without ever dictating your intrinsic worth, your deepest desires, or your ultimate destiny. Imagine it as a loyal but overly protective guard dog, constantly barking at every shadow, every perceived threat, and keeping you confined. You wouldn't eliminate this loyal companion, but you would lovingly train it, teaching it to respond to your true, calm command, allowing it to relax its intense vigilance when there is no genuine threat, thereby granting you the freedom to move through life with unparalleled grace, expansiveness, and profound joy. As you consistently choose to honor the subtle guiding whispers of your spirit, consciously opting to listen to its gentle wisdom over the ego's often clamorous and fear-based demands, you begin a beautiful process of dismantling the intricate layers of the false self, the carefully constructed persona built on fear, inadequacy, and outdated conditioning. You shed the heavy burdens of self-doubt, the illusion of separation, and the gnawing sense of unworthiness, progressively revealing the radiant, authentic, and whole being you truly are beneath all the accumulated masks and defenses. This profound internal shift empowers you to step courageously into a life overflowing with inherent purpose, where your every action naturally aligns with your deepest, most cherished values and allows the full expression of your unique divine gifts to blossom and flourish. Joy becomes your natural, inherent default state, not something fleetingly dependent on external circumstances or temporary achievements, but an overflowing, inexhaustible wellspring of vibrant energy that spontaneously emanates from deep within your very core. Your relationships undergo a profound and beautiful transformation, evolving beyond egoic projections, defensive demands, and power struggles into genuine, heart-centered connections built on profound empathy, deep understanding, and boundless unconditional love. You discover an authentic, undeniable connection not only with others, but with the entire living, breathing universe, recognizing yourself as an integral, cherished thread in its magnificent, interconnected tapestry of existence. This journey is one of radical liberation, allowing you to fully and courageously express your unique brilliance and divine essence without reservation. By consistently choosing to embody your spirit, aligning your actions and intentions with its wisdom, you effortlessly transcend perceived personal limitations and become a living testament to the boundless possibilities of human consciousness, a walking, breathing example of divine potential. Your very presence becomes an undeniable beacon of pure light, radiating profound peace, limitless compassion, and unwavering truth effortlessly into the world around you. This inner illumination naturally inspires those around you, not through forced effort, overt preaching, or aggressive action, but simply through the magnetic, high vibration of your authentic, spirit-led being. You contribute profoundly and irrevocably to the collective awakening, silently yet powerfully lifting the consciousness of humanity simply by living authentically, by demonstrating, through your very existence, that true power lies not in control, dominance, or external accumulation, but in the gentle, boundless, and unwavering strength of the spirit. It is in this courageous, profound surrender to authenticity that true, lasting freedom is discovered, a freedom that allows you to dance through life's inevitable challenges with unparalleled grace, guided by an unwavering inner compass, eternally connected to the universal source of all love, wisdom, and infinite possibility. This, dear Starseed, is the ultimate awakening, the profound recognition that the peace, the love, and the boundless power you have been tirelessly seeking outside yourself have always, in fact, resided deeply within, waiting patiently for you to simply acknowledge, embrace, and consciously live from them. Consciously, it's about remembering your sacred divine heritage, the cosmic lineage from which you emerged, and courageously living from that profound place of inherent wholeness, becoming an active, conscious co-creator of a more loving, conscious, and harmonious world, a living embodiment of the divine on earth. It is a journey of continuous spiritual evolution, a profound homecoming to the truth of your eternal essence. If this message resonated with your soul, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Starseed from Gaia for more transformative content, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Together, let's illuminate the path to our highest selves.